Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Entertainment with Buford and Francis. Today I'll be cosplaying as Francis from The Fairly Odd Parents. I'll be telling the story of Aladdin. Enjoy the video. Beginning on a dark night, the Sultan's vizier, Jafar, and his talking parrot and main assistant, Iago, meet with a thief named Gazim, who hands over half of a gold scarab beetle, which Jafar has the second half. Putting them together, the beetle flies off before causing a giant tiger's head to rise from the sand, the Cave of Wonders. Jafar summons Gazim to enter, instructing him to retrieve a lamp inside. However, upon approaching the tiger's head, it speaks that only one may enter, one whose worth lies far within, the diamond in the rough. Gazim still attempts to enter upon Jafar's orders, but upon entering the tiger's mouth, it bites down on the thief, closing off the entryway before instructing Jafar again to seek out the diamond in the rough it was referring to. It is then that Jafar realizes he needs to find the diamond in the rough in order to enter. Jafar seeks to become Sultan himself and become the new ruler of Agrabah. The next day, on the streets of Agrabah, a street urchin named Aladdin is struggling to steal a loaf of bread along with his pet monkey, Abu. After outwitting the palace guards led by their captain Rasul, the two settle down to eat their spoils, but are put off from satisfying their stomachs by a couple of hungry children. Aladdin and Abu give the two their bread, but are then sidetracked when a royal prince marches through the streets and claims Aladdin to be nothing but a worthless street rat. Aladdin and Abu then retire to their abode, with Aladdin promising his friend that someday things will be better and people will see him for what he really is instead of as a public menace. The Sultan, meanwhile, is having problems with finding a prince for his daughter, Princess Jasmine, to marry, especially when the last suitor, whom is the same one who insulted Aladdin earlier, leaves after Jasmine's pet tiger Raja bites into his pants. The Sultan takes Jasmine, who claims she is tired of living her life being cooped up behind walls. The Sultan goes to consult with his advisor, Jafar. By mesmerizing him with his magical snake staff, Jafar convinces the Sultan that Jafar needs the Sultan's blue diamond ring to find Jasmine a husband. Jafar actually needs the ring to discover the identity of the diamond in the rough. Jasmine, who does not want to be married off, decides to run away disguised as a peasant girl. However, her act of giving an apple to a hungry little boy lands in her trouble with the street merchant until Aladdin intervenes and leads Jasmine away just in time before she can lose a hand as payment for the fruit. Meanwhile, Jafar uses the blue diamond ring of the Sultan's and consults the sands of time and discovers the identity of the diamond in the rough, Aladdin. Aladdin has retreated with Jasmine to his and Abu's place, and she is rather taken by his kindness. However, Aladdin is suddenly set upon by the royal guards. It is then that Jasmine reveals herself to them, demanding Aladdin to be released. However, Rasul claims he is acting under the orders from Jafar, so Jasmine will need to speak with him to get Rasul to release Aladdin. When Jasmine confronts Jafar, he claims that he was placed in charge of keeping peace in the city and Aladdin was a criminal. He then lies to her by saying he had already been executed for kidnapping the princess. As Jasmine runs to the fountain outside after confronting Jafar, she begins weeping over Aladdin's loss, even though she never knew his name, and Raja comforts her. In actuality, Aladdin has been imprisoned in the royal dungeon. Abu manages to free Aladdin, but then are met within the dungeon by an older prisoner. In a reality, a disguised Jafar and Iago, who show Aladdin a hidden passageway out of the dungeon to free and take him to the Cave of Wonders. At the entrance, Jafar informs Aladdin that if he brings back the lamp, he will be rewarded. The cave's tiger-shaped head allows Aladdin to enter, but he is instructed to touch only the lamp and nothing else. Aladdin and Abu venture deep into the cavern, where they first encounter a magic carpet that then leads them to the lamp's location. Aladdin successfully retrieves the lamp, but Abu violates the rule the cave's guardian imposed and seizes a large ruby, enraging the tiger guardian, causing the cave to begin to collapse on them. Using the magic carpet, uh, Aladdin and Abu managed to get the entrance to the cave, where the disguised Jafar pleads for Aladdin to give him the lamp. Aladdin does so, and Jafar then reveals a dagger, intending to kill him. Luckily, Abu bites Jafar's arm. Aladdin and Abu fall both back into the cavern as the giant tiger's head disappears under the sand. Aladdin, Abu, and Carpet are trapped in the Cave of Wonders. Jafar then laughingly reaches for the lamp only to find it's gone because Abu stole it back. In the palace, weeping Jasmine is comforted by Sultan and informs him that Jafar has done something terrible. The Sultan comforts Jasmine and gets her to tell him what happened. When Jafar comes back, the Sultan confronts him for having an innocent person beheaded and informs him that he must discuss sentencing prisoners with him from now on. Deep within the cave, Aladdin begins to examine the lamp, finding a worn inscription on the side of it. Aladdin discovers that the lamp is home to a wisecracking blue genie, simply named Genie, who will grant him any 3 wishes, excluding wishes to force a person to fall in love, kill someone, bring someone back from the dead, or give his master extra wishes. Aladdin tricks Genie into getting them out of the cave without technically wishing for him to do so. Once out of the cave in a small oasis, Aladdin gets to know Genie and asks him what he would wish for if he had the chance. Genie says he would wish for freedom, as he's a prisoner of the lamp, but that can only be granted if his master is benevolent enough to free him with a wish. Aladdin promises to set Genie free with his last wish.